the thing that, to me, is really compelling about the single origin path is that you have such a wide range of flavors. I think one could say, well, yes, you want to deliver something in the cup that the customer is expecting. And I think what single origin can do is it really expands the possibility of how people think about coffee. Somebody just asked me about like the single origin espresso, et cetera, and I just think if we want to push consumers to a place where they have a much more expansive mindset about what coffee can be, I think single origin serves that much better because you can drill down to the farm level, the micro lot, the day it was picked, all of that stuff, and I think that their concept of coffee is going to change radically. Whereas a blend, I think you get continuity, consistency, you can give them what's expected, but I think what we should be pushing for in coffee is to give them the unexpected. Something that takes them to a place they hadn't been before with coffee.
The reason why we stick to the one blend philosophy is why blend? Because quality has two phases. One is the so-called intangible phase, which is about how good is the product. And in food, quality, if I understand well, can be defined as complexity. How much aromas you have, how much richness in terms of really complexity. So of course, if you put several ingredients together, you have more complexity. Maybe you have more specific traits like you would have with a single origin. You have more complexity, so higher intangible quality. Like in wine, this is, I think, language which is typical from wine. But the tangible side of quality is about consistency. And we must always remember that coffee comes from the soil, and the soil, is dependent on the several climate conditions like weather, cyclical condition, etc. So there might be not enough consistency. So if we want to promise to the consumer always a consistent experience, blend can help you by replacing one ingredient with the other to maintain the taste profile always equal, which is for us an obsession.
Origin matters, but the final composition matters. If you pose that question to somebody that made a first growth in Bordeaux, they'd say, of course we blend. That's the only way to get the best product every year.
Right.
If you ask somebody in California, they'd say, well, we have to only get our Pinot Noir from Dutton Ranch because that's where the best Pinot Noir comes from. So I don't know that it's one or the other. Mm-hmm. You have to develop a profile that fits for your business and that fits into the product.
The specialty coffee trade in the United States did not develop on the idea of one blend or one taste. It developed on the idea, on an ideal which was one quality, the best. It might be a blend. If it's a blend, it's probably a reflection of the personality of the cupper or the roaster. If it is an origin coffee, it is most likely the roaster and cupper's interpretation of the farmer's product. So you have on the one hand the signature products of a roaster, his blends, and on the other the signature products of a region, an origin country, or a farm, his individual products. But in the United States, they have developed over the last 30 to 40 years in tandem with each other, growing together and developing together.